You're listening to Independent TV 7. Kindly click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV 7. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get more notification. Thanks for watching. Yeah, the issue of a VAT, which is a value-added tax in Nigeria, has been causing a whole lot of reactions and stares in Nigeria. This is what Malami said about VAT, which is the value-added tax, and open grazing that the southern governors may not agree with. Yes, there have been many matters that have been sparking reactions and causing numerous arguments between the southern and northern part of Nigeria, such as restructuring the value-added tax, open grazing, and the zoning of presidential tickets, and so on. However, when the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, was speaking to the newsmen, he made these two strong statements about open grazing and a value-added tax, VAT, which I believe the southern governor will disagree with. Yes, firstly, Abubakar Malami made it known that how some southern state governors are signing the ban on open grazing, so the law is unconstitutional because the Constitution of Nigeria guarantees the right of every Nigerian to move freely in any state of their choice. Okay. Now, Malami also has contradicted himself in this by saying the Constitution of Nigeria guarantees the right of every Nigerian to move freely in any state of their choice. Well, maybe English is what is disturbing us, or we do not understand what freedom of movement simply means. And the word Nigerian, the Constitution did not say Nigerian and its property, okay, or rather every animals. Okay, Nigerian, say simultaneously says human being, Nigerian, because if you use as an American, not if dogs or animal have been given citizenship, it is recalled by by the Constitution that okay, every living thing in Nigeria should have a free movement. But notwithstanding, on a more serious note, yes, if he is telling us that a cow are included in being Nigerian, it's also mean that Malami also is a cow by saying every Nigerian. So the movement or the freedom of movement, towards the Constitution says a human being. Yeah, because as it is, the southern governors have not declared that the freedom of movement or cattle rearing rather should not should be banned, rather because the herdsmen, the Fulani herdsmen, have been perpetrating evil. Okay, the contextually, because we have the killer Fulani herdsmen, those that are perpetrating evil, carrying AK-47, hiding under the disguise of Fulani elders, perpetrating evil. Yes, which Malami has just said that the Nigerian Constitution guarantees the right of every Nigerian to move freely in any state of their choice. Well, however, these statements may not go down well with many southern governors, as they believe that the banning of open grazing is the only lasting solution to stop herders-farmer clashes. Apart from that, many southern governors believe that open grazing is an outdated practice and is no longer convenient for the people in their states. Okay, well, to buttress this, yes, open grazing, has been an outdated practice, definitely. And meanwhile, even before the crisis of Fulani herders, clashing into farms and farmer elder clashes, causing so many havoc, kidnapping, raping, and some other things. Before it came up, we've been having these Fulani herders, going from one place to another, and most times it's always been in the forest, not coming into town where car moves, where market people are, where residents are. Start taking your cow, taking them, grazing them all over, polluting everywhere with their excrete, you understand, marching, coming into people's farm, going into people's land and disturbing their peace, with cows that are dirty, all sorts. Meanwhile, people have been complaining, but not until this so-called bandits, engaged into grazing, also using it as a yardstick to venture into people's land and farm, and they're also coming, invading people's privacy in a nutshell. So that's why Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi clamored, for a change of governance, and should look into, or look inwardly into, open grazing, because it's a major stumbling block for people. People no longer go to their farms. People no longer have confidence in attacking or admonishing or talking back at those elders. If you say jack, they bring out knife and gun. They shoot you down, profusely, and you think human being are not worth it, to stand against these people? Or does Malami and his co-author think the Southerners are gullible as the Northerners are? No, we value life in the southern part of the country. Now, it has been said that the southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria are not in good terms. That means the country is being divided already. So you are telling us Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu are the ones wanting to divide Nigeria? No. The issue of these Fulani people, they are dividing the country already. They have divided the country by saying the southern Nigeria and the northern Nigeria. So that's the two regions that we should have. So the southern should go its separate ways, and then the northern should go its separate ways. But that will be a story for another day. Let that time comes. Apart from that, many southern governors believe that open grazing is an outdated practice, and it is no longer convenient for the people in their state. Yes. Furthermore, the Nigerian Constitution grants states the right to make laws on any particular issue on their own, and the fact that no one denied the elders' right to move freely alone in the southern states may motivate the southern governors to kick against the speech of Abubakar Malami. Yes, definitely. No one has said the elders should not move. They can move, but open grazing is what they don't want. If you're an elder, you are a person, you are a human being, you are a citizen, yeah, you can move, you can travel, you can, go on transit to wherever you want to as an individual, not taking your cows, from one place to another. Or better still, you want to take your cow just because they said they should ban open grazing, and you now take one of your animals or two of your animals. You want to go and venture into you want to travel from Kano to Lagos, for instance. You now take your cow where human beings are supposed to sit. You now take your cow and sit on the seat, and you say you want to pay for it, a dirty cow or thereabout. There should be a means that you can transport your cow. Or better still, you want to rear your cow, you take, look for a confined forest or a ranch that you take your cow, you move the cow from one place to another, and make sure it is, your own confined zone and your own territory. Even if it's going to be another person's territory, that person should be aware that, okay, this is the route that you're going to take your cow and pass, not going to the major streets, major routes that are not accredited to cows or to animals, and you start parading yourself and the cow up and down, and that cow will match excrete. You step on excrete and will you mess everywhere up. Who is going to clean that? Is it the owner of the farm, or owner of the compound, or owner of that street, which is not called for? So what Malami is saying in essence is not acceptable. When Malami is talking about value-added tax, also he declared that the power to legislate the collection of VAT, value-added tax, is owned by the National Assembly, and that the federal government may challenge the decision of these states governors about value-added tax, as they may drag them to the Supreme Court. Okay, if not that Nigeria is a lawless country, what do we call value-added tax? What is tax in general? Because this tax, comes from the state government. Okay. Now, if people are now deeming fit not to pay tax any longer, because most of the developed country, when you talk about value-added tax, we hear about tax return. Let's use US as an example, because the reason why is just because we adopted a democratic system of government. Meanwhile, we were colonized and then given independence by this British colony, and we're supposed to practice a parliamentary system of government, but we're not practicing it. Instead, we adopted democracy. Even the democracy that we adopted, we are not practicing it. So if it were to be in a developed country, there's what we call a tax return. Okay, if you want to review the tax, and the people that are paying this tax, will now say, okay, we don't want to pay tax anymore because there is no tax return, there is no benefit, we're only paying tax, and the federal government is collecting the tax and sharing it to whoever they believe they want to share it to. And that's why the governors, or let me say the southern governors, talking about VAT, value added tax, is just because when they generate a tax annually, they generate almost 100% of the tax and send it to Federal Inland Revenue Service, which is representing the federal government. And in return, the